Shalom. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Call Allah Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Barakatham, to you hopefully elect out there. And just back to the Spirit, Lord's will, this is edifying and uplifting, because, amen, just get straight to it about how we need rest, man. Just meditating on because the scriptures talk about how they will wear out the saints of the Most High. The way that Edom has this society set up, and how the fact that in this setup, we just can't seem to get a break out here, man. Just being frustrated on all sides, vexed on all sides, because obviously, like the scriptures say, this is not our rest, and you see we are laboring to enter into our rest, to where, because the days are going to come, brothers and sisters, to where, and this is something that's it's hard to fathom, because just being in this setup, being in this captivity, all we know is suffering and misery, sorrow. But the time is going to come when, like it tells you in the book of Revelation, chapter 21, just to get to the point, in verse 4, it says, Revelation 21:4, this is after Yahweh Shai comes and he destroys this kingdom. It takes Esau, Edom out of power, and Yahweh Shai, the scriptures, he's referred to as that day star, and basically this is going to be the start of life, because again, we're ready to live, man. Being in this society where we're just simply surviving, we don't know what it is to really live, and again, this is why we're laboring to enter into this rest, and again, which is going to start when Yahweh Shai comes and he redeems the elect, the hopefully elect. He gets us the hell up out of this place. All right. And, once the elect get beamed up in them chariots, this is going to be the establishing of the kingdom on earth. As a matter of fact, in Revelation 21, verse 1, it says, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. All right, and again, because this is talking about after Yahweh Shai comes and destroys this place. All right, the current rulership of the world, the current management, because the scriptures say two kings can't sit on the same throne, but one has to be taken out of power. All right, because you best believe, our kingdom is not going to be mixed and mingled with Esau, for damn sure, again, the Lord, he has to take these devils out, so this new heaven and this new earth, again, after the destruction of this of Babylon, aka America, all right, and the which the missiles is also in the scriptures known as the instrument, the besom, how does it go? I'm gonna have to go to it real quick. I'm gonna look it up real quick. Bear with me. Yep. So Isaiah 14 and 23, it says, and I will also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith the Lord of hosts. All right. And then it said I will sweep it with the besom of destruction. All right, because that's what those missiles are going to do. They're going to cleanse the land. Because again, the whole earth is defiled, is polluted. All right, and it's in desperate and dire need of a cleansing, and that's what those missiles are going to do. The fire is going to cleanse the land. All right, it's going to sweep through the land. All right, and as this is taking place, the elect are going to be in those chariots, looking down on this, and after, so to say, when the dust settles, all right, going back to Revelation 21, so Revelation 21:1 again, it says, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. So the first heaven and the first earth being passed away, again, it's talking about the destruction of America and the destruction of Esau. All right, his management, the Lord taking him down. All right, and the new heaven and the new earth is going to be the elect coming down from those chariots, which when you read verse 2, it says, and I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And again, that's the elect. And again, that's going to be the reestablishing of the kingdom, or excuse me, that's going to be the establishing of the kingdom on earth. All right. It says, and I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and God himself shall be with them and be their God. It says, and God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. So, like I said, because this is it's a hard concept to fathom, because all we know is sorrow, all we know is pain and misery and suffering. That's all we know. But the time is going to come when this is going to be no more. All right, this is going to be no more, because, like I was saying, once the kingdom is established on earth, all right, this is going to be the dawning of a new era. This is going to be the start of life, and we're going to actually be able to live. You see, we're actually going to be able to live, man. And again, this is what we are laboring for, because hey, this ain't it. Just constantly just thanking the Lord that America is this is not the final destination, because if it was, then we'd all be through. We'd be through. But we need rest, man. And like I said, we're ready to live. Because I'm gonna get another scripture. This is one of my favorites. Of my spirit. Let me see. This is one of my favorites, man. Because if it wasn't for the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah, we'd all be through, man. We'd all be through. So Zechariah chapter 4, verse 6, again, one of my favorites, it says, then he answered and spake unto me, saying, this is the word of the Lord unto Zerubbabel, saying, not by might, nor by power. All right, so you see, it's nothing that we do on our own accord. All right, nothing that we do on our own. It's not our strength. It's nothing of us. Right, not by might nor by power. Right, but it says, but by my spirit, saith the Lord of hosts. So again, if it wasn't for the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, then I don't know what I would be doing right now. I just wouldn't make it, man. Because I'm speaking for all of us when I say I'm tired. I'm just tired, man. We're tired. We're all tired. Like I said, just from being vexed on all sides. It's tiring, man. More and more the weight on all. It's like the weight on the world. It's just weighing on us more and more, man. But you see, again, this is why we're laboring. We're laboring for that rest. True rest. Right, to where we're not gonna have to live. We're gonna live worry free, man. We're gonna live carefree, man, just like these Edomites do today, right? Because you see, when it comes to these Edomites, man, for the most part, as a whole, they don't worry about bills, and they live carefree. Worryless. They don't worry about anything. They're not struggling. Well, I mean, maybe not so much now, because we're in the process of Deuteronomy 37. The curses, the Lord is lifting the curses off of us, and he's putting it on them. But before that, man, these Edomites, man, they live in the suburbs. They live comfortably. And I'm talking about the average Edomite. I'm not even talking about the super rich elite. But I'm going to get this real quick in 2nd Esdras chapter 8. 2nd Esdras chapter 8. Again, going into that rest, man. 2nd Esdras 8 verse 52 says, for unto you is paradise open. The tree of life is planted. The time to come is prepared. Plenteousness is made ready. And we're going to have more than our heart's desires, man. More than we can even begin to fathom. As a matter of fact, I'll probably get that where it talks about how we're going to have so many blessings that is so to say, it's going to terrify us, you know, because you know when Jake get a little extra, a little something, you know, get a little extra, you know, more than what they're used to, you know, Jake get a little nervous. Well, in the kingdom, hey, we're going to have more than what we can desire to the point where it's going to scare us. And I'll get that. I believe that's Isaiah 60, but it says, again, it says, plenteousness is made ready. A city is builded and rest is allowed. Yea, perfect goodness and wisdom. So you see, again, this is what we're laboring for, man. You know, this is why, hey, because, you know, we're at the end of this thing, you know. We're at the last hoorah. We're at the final stretch. And this is why, again, more than ever, it's important to just make it to the finish line. You know, like the scriptures say, enduring it to the end. You know, we got to endure, you know, where we're at the last stretch. And this shit is almost over. This nightmare is almost over. We just got to hold on just a little longer, man. Just a little longer, you know, because all this is it's not going to be in vain, man. You know, Lord's while our sacrifice is acceptable unto the Lord. All this is going to pay off, man. And we're going to be rewarded for our sincere effort, you know. But this is what we're seeking for, man. We're seeking for this rest, you know, because hey, we need it, man. We're, like I said, we are ready to live carefree, you know. We're ready to live like how these Edomites are living, man. They don't got to worry about nothing. Like the scriptures say, they are not in trouble as other men, you know. Let me get this in Deuteronomy 33. I'm going to start at verse Deuteronomy 33. I'll start at verse 27. The eternal God is thy refuge, and underneath are the everlasting arms. And he shall thrust out the enemy from before thee, and shall say, destroy them. Yeah, because the time's going to come. Hey, the scriptures also talk about how, hey, the time's going to come when the Lord's going to basically give us the word. All those that you know afflicted us, and you know I just mentioned this earlier, going into Jeremiah 16:16. You know, when the Lord makes us hunters. Right now we're fishers of men, but time's going to come. The Lord's going to give us the word, and you know we're going to hunt these elites, all those that afflicted us. You know, we're going to subdue our enemies. You know, and they're going to go into continual employment, because you see, it was never made for an Israelite man or woman at that to work. We're not supposed to be working these 9 to 5. You know, we're you know, it was never set up for us to work a day in our lives. You know, this is why you know, this is what the purpose of a servant is for. You know, and we're gonna have those, plenty of them. Our children are gonna have servants. You see, I forgot the term for it. There's a term for it. I forgot the term for it. But nevertheless, let me read on. It says, verse 28, it says, Israel then shall dwell in safety alone. The fountain of Jacob shall be upon a land of corn and wine. Also his heavens shall drop down dew. So you see, all right, we're again, the time's going to come where we're going to live worry-free, carefree. All right, we're going to dwell in safety. We're not going to have to worry, you know, no more sleeping with the eye open, or sleeping with one eye open, like the saying goes, worrying about bills, struggling. You know, we're going to be all right, man. We're going to be good. We're going to have you carefree, man, worryless. You know, versus now, you know, again, you know, this setup that we're in now is just vexation on all sides, man. It's just, we can't get a break for nothing. If it's not one thing, it's another. You know, just fuck, man. It's, you know, it's just like we're tired of this shit, man. We're tired of this shit, man. We're tired. We're ready to live, you know, living for debt, living to pay off debt, because that's all we're doing, man. You know, living to pay off debt, living check to check. All this is going to be done away with. Where the time is going to come where we are going to be good. All right, we're going to dwell in safety. All right, even amongst our own people, because on the other side, hey, 2/3 they're going to be in their right mind. All right, they're going to be born in the covenant. They're going to be in their right mind. You know, because right now, you know, can't trust Jake for shit. You know, whenever I'm out and about and I come around Jake, man, you know, that feeling, you know, you get that feeling like because you don't know what these niggas is up to. You know, worried about Esau. No, I'm worried about Jake. Worried about my own people. Can't trust Jake, man. Well, hey, in the kingdom, we're not gonna have to worry about that. It's all gonna be good in the hood, man. I'm gonna get that, this is also becoming another one of my favorites in 1 Kings chapter 4, verse 20. Because when King Solomon, with King Solomon, all the nations, or excuse me, all the 12 tribes were all united. It wasn't until after the death of King Solomon that's when the kingdom split, and you got all this beef amongst the tribes. And you see today, you got the Bloods versus Crips versus, the Latinos, and all this strife amongst the tribes. Well, all that's going to be done away with, because King David, during his time, it was because I mentioned this before at the camp about how King David and King Solomon, both their kingdoms, it was a prelude to the kingdom. King David, he had the nations under subjection, and King Solomon, it was a time of peace. There was no war. And you see, again, and going back to that dwelling in safety, we're not gonna have to worry about war or anything. All right, all the tribes are gonna be united. It's all gonna be good. It's gonna be one big family. That's why I want to read First King 4 and 20. Judah and Israel, talking about the northern and southern kingdom, were many, as a sandwich is by the sea, in multitude, eating and drinking and making merry. So it's going to be one big happy family, so to say. It's going to be one big family reunion, man. It's all going to be, all the 12 tribes are going to be good. Brothers are not going to have a evil eye towards one another. Brothers are not going to be envying other brothers' wives. Why? Brothers' wives are not going to be looking at other brothers. Brothers' wives are not going to be, lusting after other brothers, other men. It's all going to be good, man. This is what we're so desperately seeking, man. This is what we're laboring for. And I'm going to get this as well in 2 Samuel. 2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 10, I do believe. Matter of fact, verse 9, it says, and I was with thee. Matter of fact, verse 8. Now therefore, so thou shalt say unto my servant David, thus saith the Lord of hosts, I took thee from the sheepcote, from following the sheep, to be ruler over my people, over Israel. Because, when it comes to the elect men, the hopefully elect brothers, again, the Lord, he called us, out of this world, because he's preparing us. He's grooming us up to be the future leaders of this new world to come. Our brothers are aware of that number. We're being prepped. As I read, hey, this kingdom is being prepared for us. This world that we're living in is made for many, but the world to come is it's only made for few. And the Lord's will, where are those men? The Lord's grooming us up to be the leaders of this new world to come. This is going to be the real new world order. All right, in righteousness. All right, it says, verse 9, and I was with thee whithersoever thou wentest, and have cut off all thine enemies out of thy sight, and have made thee a great name, like unto the name of the great men that are in the earth. All right, and because again, King David, that was a time when the nations, they were under subjection. All right, and people knew not to, don't fuck with King David. Well, that's coming back on a major scale, starting with Yahushua. Because again, Yahushua, like I mentioned, when he comes, he's gonna. The Lord's got to get his first. He's gonna establish his glory first. All right, he's got to get his first. He's got to get his respect first. All right, and from there, all these nations are gonna know not to fuck with the Hebrew Israelites, man. Not to mess with the Israelites. All right. It says, moreover, I will appoint a place for my people Israel, and will plant them that they may dwell in a place of their own, and move no more. Neither shall these children of wickedness afflict them anymore as before time. So you see, all right, the Lord's going to set us back up in rulership, man, permanently. We're not going to be taken down ever again. No nation is going to come up and bring us into captivity. This is the last go round. Again, like I said, this is the last Huram. This is the last time we got to go through this shit. This is the last time the nation of Israel is going to go back into captivity. All right. You see, and the Lord's going to make sure of this, man. You know, the Lord's going to make sure of this. You know, so, you know, this is what we're laboring for. Laboring for this rest. All right. You know, dwelling in safety, man. You know, no one's going to fuck with us again, man. We're not going to have to worry about this shit. Like I said, our children are going to have, we're going to have servants, but our children are going to have servants. Our wives, they're going to have their servants. All right. I'm going to go to this in Isaiah chapter 60. Isaiah 60. I'll start at verse 3. And the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising. Lift up thine eyes round about, and see all they that gather themselves together, they come to thee. Thy sons shall come from far, and thy daughter shall be nursed at thy side. Then thou shalt see and flow together, and thine heart shall fear, and be enlarged because of the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto thee. The forces of the Gentiles shall come unto thee. So like I mentioned, we're going to have so much, like I read, plenteousness is being made ready. We're going to have so many blessings. We're going to have so much. Our hearts are going to, you know, we're going to be afraid. Because, you know, Jake, man, we you know, we're not used to having much. And when we do get more than what we're used to having, you know, we get a little nervous. Wait, in the kingdom, we're going to have so much coming to us. Because, again, the nations, just like we're tributaries to Esau right now, and we've been tributaries to all the other heathens, well, they're going to be our tributaries. They're going to be bringing their forces unto us. There's going to be so much that it's going to be like, man, what the hell am I going to do with all this? You know? It says, the multitude of camels shall cover thee, the dromedaries of Midian and Ephah, all they from Sheba shall come. They shall bring gold and incense, and they shall show forth the praise of the Lord. All the flocks of Kedar shall be gathered together unto thee. The rams of Neboioth shall minister unto thee. They shall come up with acceptable Salakia. They shall come up with acceptance on mine altar, and I will glorify the house of my power. Glorify the house of my glory. So that, you know, that was pretty much the point. Matter of fact, I'll read this, and I'll read it. It says, who are these that fly as a cloud and as the doves of their windows? Damn, all this is pretty good. It says, surely the isles shall wait for thee, and the ships of Tarshish first, to bring thy sons from afar, their silver and their gold with them, unto the name of the Lord thy God, and to the Holy One of Israel, because he hath glorified thee. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. So pretty much, again, it said their kings shall minister unto us. You see, because again, right now it's hard to picture a Rothschilds or a Rockefeller, you know, being at our feet. But hey, you know, believe it. All right, it's going to happen. Their kings are going to you know, be in servitude to us. All right. It said they shall be ministers unto us. You know, because I mentioned this before. You know, I'm one. I like to burn incense and, you know, burn my sage and certain things. Like, you know, I like to light my candles. I shouldn't have to do that. We shouldn't have to do things like this. This is why we should have servants. You know, nurse at our side. As soon as we wake up, we have our servants, have everything already laid out, prepared for us. You know, candles burning, incense burning. You know, everything already laid out. You know, waiting on the next command. You know, just you know, like little puppies. You know, you got a little puppy. I got a puppy, and she just, every time I get up, she's just there. You know, she's just waiting for me to do something, say something. That's how the nations are going to be to us. You know, just you know, what is he going to say next? So, well, you know, waiting on the next command. That's how it's going to be. You know, that's how it's going to be. Like I said, there's a term for it, but I can't remember the term. But something that does come to mind in Genesis chapter 44, verse 1, this is going into Joseph. All right. Just for the sake of time, you know, you could read chapter 43, but just for the sake of time, In Genesis 44, I'm gonna start at verse 1. Again, going into Joseph. All right, you know, when his 11 brothers, you know, when his brothers and you know, his people came to Egypt, and you know, they didn't recognize him. They didn't know that this was Joseph, right? But Genesis 44:1, it says, and he commanded the steward of his house, saying, fill the men's sacks with food as much as they can carry, and put every man's money in his sack's mouth, and put my cup, the silver cup, in the sack's mouth of the youngest, and his corn money. And he did according to the word that Joseph had spoken. So you see the point being that, hey, because Joseph, he was on a level when he was in Egypt. He was a top guy. He was a top man. All right. And with that being said, he had stewards. You see, and that's not the term I was looking for. There's another term for it, but this is, you know, one example that comes to mind. All right, because again, you know, we're gonna have stewards, you know, on command, you know, ready for the next command, you know, and you see the you know, they're gonna know what we want, when we want it, how we want it, the way we want it, so on and so forth. Because like I said, you know, I'll be, you know, doing certain things, and I'll just be like, man, I shouldn't have to do this. I should have slaves doing this for me. You know, the way I want it, how I like it, when I want it, on time. You know, that's how it's going to be. That's how it's going to be for the Israelites, from the least to from the greatest to the least. All right, because all Israelites are going to be, you know, not all Israelites are going to be on the same level, but hey, the least Israelite in the kingdom is going to be far more on a level than, you know, Jacob Rothschild on this side, you know, and I'm talking about the least Israelite in the kingdom. He's going to be on a level, you know. You see, and that's what we want to see, because, you know, we talk shit about the 2/3, and it's nothing personal, you know, because like I said, they're going to come back, and they're going to come back in their right mind. So it's going to be one big family reunion on the other side. You see, there's going to be peace amongst the tribes, man. You know, we're not going to, you know, we're just going to be able to live and enjoy life. We're going to be able to actually live, you know. So this is you know, this is what we're fighting for, man. This is what we're longing for. This is what we're so desperately, eagerly, patiently waiting for, man. And it's being prepared for us as we speak, you know. So we got everything to look forward to, man. You know, we got everything to look forward to, you know. So I'm going to end it off there. Hopefully this was uplifting and encouraging to whom it may concern. Giving all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai Barakatham to you, hopefully elect. Lord's will. Until next time, Shalom.